I gotta turn on my lights. I don't have any lights on. Let's turn on some lights. Let's turn on the lights. We back. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Oh yeah, we got them boogie funky beats today. I hope that this is all whatchamacallit, open license or whatever the fuck, fair use or not fair use. What's the word of that fucking? Usually the stuff with lyrics doesn't have like, isn't royalty free or whatever the fuck. Let's hope it is. All right, so I want to listen to something other than jazz for a little bit because it's between this and like, I love these. These are good. And I would listen to this for the last couple of dates. But then I've also been like into like this. But this is only like an hour. Okay, let's play this one. Fuck it. I like this one. Alright. So, in a nutshell, my internet service provider had an outage today during the day. And thankfully, I got a bunch of my projects done already, so we were good by that point. So it's like my tokens were out by that time, so it's like it was fine. I finished another 40 tickets for the most part today. And yeah, basically I'm gonna do the questionnaires tomorrow. I still have like 70% of my tokens left for the week, and I'm almost out of tokens. I need to like get on a local AI model so then that way I can build this project. Meanwhile, I wait for the other stuff to actually to update for the next 2 days. Like, so I got like 2 days of just working on this pretty much. I'm gonna build out. So okay, so let's take a step back. So I had an internet outage today, and basically what happened was I hit up my internet service provider and I was like, yo, do y'all have a like a messaging service to tell people that, you know, like your internet's out, like the internet's out, and like, you know, you're working on it, and you know, and like all that kind of stuff? And they told me they don't. So I was like, well, that kind of sucks. I'm like, all right, well, here's what we can do. So I was like, I told them I'm a programmer and that I could build them something like that. Now, when I told them that, I didn't know how I was going to go about doing it. I literally don't. But all I know is that if I throw variables in, my fucking head is going to spit something out. So I jump rope for like 30 minutes, and I think I came up with like a rough sketch of what I think the data pipeline would look like for something like that. And I think it's possible. I think this is probably how they do it. So I came up even with like another method. Like I had like my original point of view, but then as I was thinking about it more when I was showering after jumping rope, I figured out another thing. So, and then I found out like the messaging part's pretty easy. That's just literally web, like WhatsApp APIs, or like there's also like cell phone like messaging services, which they probably have, but most people are on WhatsApp out here. So I think that this is going to be pretty doable, especially because they are literally an internet service provider. Like that's what they do. So like the people that they are contacting have internet. So they're going to have cell phones. They're going to have WhatsApp. Most people, like most businesses out here, run on WhatsApp. But even then, I'll probably tie in like a normal like text service or something like that. You can tie it into like any API really. It's like, so yeah. Basically, this is how we're gonna do it. Let's start from the top. And the top, I mean the end. So ignore this. This is not. All right. So at the end, here's what we want to do. Essentially is outage, where, outage, who, outage, how long outage message does that look good? Is that blown out? I think that covers it. Yeah, we're good. So then we have the outage, we have the who, we have the all that stuff. How long? I am less sleepy. So I think that's pretty much all we actually need. And now the who would be geo, and the who would be client. So this is the part that we need to figure out. This is the hardest thing. This comes out. Actually, no, that's the where. Where is geo? But who geo too? So what we want to make essentially is a service where they can have a pre-made message with variables. That's going to be the message. And that's going to be how long, that goes in there. Who and where. Where ties to who. So here's what I was thinking, like off the top. We need to build, they should have some sort of map of their services. But what I need is a map upstream to downstream. Now, what happens is, if you have, let's say, you have this service here. Boop, 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 right? And they get cut here, right? Then this entire area is affected. And so you know that from this point forward, it's affected. And for that, you pull these variables, geo, to data client database, and then that goes to geo to client database, and client database goes to numbers, and then numbers get tied plus message, for loop, and then that goes to WhatsApp messaging. One at a time. That equals to one at a time. So that's basically it, to be completely honest. This is literally like not that hard. So in a nutshell, what I would want them to be able to do is press a button, select a place on a map, then it goes boop, and it goes, okay, everybody from here, these are the clients, this is the these are the numbers. You put together the message, you go, this is from the user side, right? So for like the company side, it'd be like this right here, message time, and then that's it, and then everybody gets the message, and you keep the job open, job open until done, and then done, and then done equals same deal. Geo client. Oh, done actually just goes to this. It doesn't even need to do this because these get tied to the job. So you go done equals message for loop messaging out again. That's it. That's all it is. That's literally how you fucking do it. It's not that fucking hard, dude. I'm like, so I'm gonna build this out over like that was what all of like that was in my head up until now. Like that was 30 minutes. I thought of that in 30 minutes. So I'm gonna do that. It's like 9 p.m. so I'm gonna fall asleep soon because I'm fucking exhausted, dude. My sleep schedule's been so thrown off. Last night I did a bunch of shit, and I was trying to get these workflows to finish, and I couldn't go to sleep until I made sure they were working right. And that cost me a lot of tokens. I finished another 44 tickets on my main project though. Check it out. I'm pretty fucking proud of that. So these are 44 projects right here, but my token usage went from fucking like I was at like 50% last night. I had another 20% for 44 tickets, which is not bad to be honest. I mean, once again, that's like a month of work. Not a month. Like a week and a half. Nah. It's almost a month. No, 150 tickets, it's like a month. It's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks worth of work for like 20% of my weekly tokens. That's fucking worth it. So I'm going to use the rest of that to either build this or potentially start working with some local LLMs. I'm going to try to build, you know what I'm going to fucking try to do actually? I'm going to take a challenge on for myself. I'm going to try to build this shit with a local LLM. I'm going to try to build this with my fucking 36B model or whatever the fuck. And I'm going to try to get this shit done. So it's like, what, how long have I been on? Like 12 minutes, that was it? I am so tired. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I have not been fucking sleeping. So I have a theory on, I'm just gonna blab, I guess. I'll just blab tonight. Fuck it. I'll just blab. So, in a nutshell, I'm looking to like, with its hours and everything I'm building here, I'm looking to basically like, oh wait a second, I should probably fuck, you know what I didn't do? I just realized I'm all grainy right now. And I should probably update that and fix it. Let's go. There we go. That looks a little better. Not so grainy. Uh-oh. It's gonna close it. There we go. So yeah, dude, like, in a nutshell, that's pretty much my goal is like, so with this company, what I'm trying to do is like, basically, hang on a second. Oh, fuck. So with this company, what I'm trying to basically do is make an engine, and I want to give away the engine for free. And I want to build SaaS services over this engine, but the rule is going to be, if you hire me to build these SaaS services, you have to give them away too. That's going to be the rule. And I want to see how many companies actually do it. If they'd be willing to like exchange building something for the fuck, here it comes again. Oh fuck. Hi. If they'd be willing to exchange the building these tools up for being able to use the infrastructure and engine side of it, so they don't have to do all the networking stuff themselves or upkeep the networking side, so then they don't have to pay monthly fees, and then basically they get to contribute. Like, that's going to be the goal essentially, is like, I want for companies to be able to like think on those terms. Like, you're building infrastructure, you're not building competition tools. It's like, this is like basic shit, you know what I mean? So like, and that's what's going to enable me to keep this open source essentially, because companies would be funding infrastructure that other people can just use to build. So it's like, if there's other applications to this, this would help. I mean, not even ESET down here, the fucking the electric company doesn't even have anything like this, to be completely honest, which is fucking mind-blowing. Like, you have no idea how many times the electricity's just gone down, and they're like hours, and they're like, I gotta call them, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And they're like, well, it's down. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You know, it's like letting people know something, like a little, we're working on it, anything like that. You know, it helps people. And oh my god, that fucking grasshopper is so loud. It's in my head, like the fucking, because it's getting picked up by the microphone, so it gets pushed into my headphones, which is like, it's not that loud here. No, it is that loud here too. If I mute the mic, it actually does help, because my headphones are blocking some of the sound. I wish I could have both, or I could block out the. So yeah, I'm gonna be working with a local LLM to do this, and basically my goal is to like, yeah, make this shit happen with a local LLM. Hopefully, if I could do it like that and not spend my tokens on it, or use my tokens to basically just put it together at the end, it's pretty sweet. So I guess let's just make some fucking to-do list items here. Fuck it, you know what? I might as well. We're here. Let's just say outage contactor. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna call it yet, but it's something like that. Oh, they're my homie's papers. I'll move these out the way. So basically this. So let's talk a little bit about that. Oh my god, dude, I gotta sleep. So we gotta build a map tool. Map tool. Honestly, I could populate the map tool with the fucking with the people. So the map tool is gonna have signal, flow, customer, tied to signal flow. That way it doesn't even have to, it could just be populated live. And then honestly, that just breaks that just knocks out an entire thing. I could have this auto populating into the signal flow on as well. Literally every time that a new customer is added to the database, they can be actually every time your new customer added equals refresh. And then that way it'll just be like row numbers. from database. Let me think. And then the refresh is going to be client location. Closest point to signal flow. And then the signal flow logic upstream to downstream. Then this is the who and where. That's the who and where. Well, the where to who. What? Then what? Then when? Message. And then that goes to who, what, when, message, API, messaging, tools. So then all they really need to do is gather the exact GPS coordinates of every customer's house that they have. And then moving forward, they would need to gather that point, like those coordinates, to adding the new users to their database as part of the tools for adding the users to the database. So future systems would be, the future systems for this would be GPS coordinates, of new clients, GPS coordinates of new clients. Because the thing is, everything has to be run on GPS coordinates in Costa Rica because there's no formal addresses. Otherwise, I would use the addresses and I would convert the addresses to GPS coordinates, in which case we wouldn't need that. But because we don't have that here, we have to use GPS coordinates. Future systems, GPS coordinates of new clients. GPS coordinates of lines. If we have the exact GPS coordinates of lines, we could do math to figure out if it's downstream or upstream of it. We have the starting points, and then we have the end points for whatever modules or whatever kind of like distribution system they have upstream. So if they have like multiple buildings or multiple whatever tap points, however they work those out. That's it. That's literally it. Because if you have the GPS coordinates of the clients and the GPS coordinates of the lines, you can then figure out if they're upstream or downstream in relation to the upstream downstream signal flow. You put the upstream point, the downstream point, and then basically the entire line would be the that's what serves for the logic for that. Then if it's moving downstream from there, you mark it off. I think this works, dude. I haven't run it by an LLM or anything like that yet, but I think that this is my idea that I came up with while I was fucking jumping rope. That's what I would do. I'm just gonna build it, bring it to them, see if they like it. I'll build part of it. I have to build a prototype of that though. I need variables for the upstream, downstream. I need GPS coordinates of the lines to make the lines, but then it tied to the upstream, downstream points. So it's like the start point, the end point, and then somehow use logic to basically make sure that it knows that this is a line and not just like, you know, we need something to capture GPS points. If we had like a car that we could put on the road to just trace the lines so they have everything there, they have like a full map, then future ones they could run the, and then another one future system would be actually GPS coordinates of new lines infrastructure. That's it. That's it. That's fucking easy, dude. This is one little service. I think I could build that in a week if I really fucking tried, and I could make it work. This is not that complicated. I just have to figure out what tools I use for this shit, but this is the design, this is the map, this is what we're gonna make. And that's how I work, dude. That's pretty much it, dude. I'm gonna go to sleep, dude. I'm fucking tired. I definitely want to sleep. I want to try to fucking... Oh my god. I've been falling asleep at like 6 a.m. every night. I feel weird not leaving a job running, but I think we're gonna call it a night. That's it. Alright. What is a setup.py? Oh, yeah, that's for building the actual app. Quick question, can I place my setup.py file in here? is this built? This is probably for the fucking Android app. Why wouldn't I be able to do that? Oops. I know it would break. Right, I'm aware of that. I saw that it has paths. I meant like in general, if I can functionally update the paths and then place it in there so it works from in there. Because I just want to have, because I'm starting to build multiple apps in this folder overall. And I would rather have it with the corresponding application. Like this is for specifically for the macOS app. Can we do that with an Opus model, please? Oh my god, bedtime. I just saw that and I'm like, that looks sloppy. I don't like that there. I think this might be for the Android app. Also double checking, is this for the Android app? I don't remember this being there beforehand. I think this got built out. This is just a general question. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing from the other shit. I'm like looking at it. Oh shit, there's another page there. Nice. I should have built on that. I should have. Oh shit. Outage calculator. I remember why we did that now. I remember why we did that. Now I remember. Yeah, this is a pretty recent update, but yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much for all your help today. You've been a great deal of help. Let's do a quick git Fuck, I want to do a git push, but I don't want to, because it's like, it's going to fucking throw it off. Because we have to answer questions before we can actually do the git push. Alright. Question, can I git add and push just everything that I currently have in general, and then tomorrow when I start working, undo it, and then basically like the exact push that I'm about to do, like undo it? Well, yeah. And so then that way when I finish answer the questions that I have there, that I can actually just like do the git push for real with the full workflow and just do this as like a save safety. I think I can technically, but it's just, I don't know if it's like sloppy as shit. I don't want to fucking lose any of the stuff that I have because it's expensive. Watch. How much did the last How much did task 29 cost in total in like price? Like for all of it. Nice. Dispatch task 29. I'm curious. It's probably like $200 maybe. Fuck! That's $500 almost, dude. That's insane. That's just yesterday. Dude. Every month is like $8,000. More. That was just like 30% of my entire thing. I probably have way more. That was just literally from fucking what, like 54% to now, so it's like 23%. That's insane. So let's say $500 for 25%, so you get 4 of those. That's $2,000 a week worth of credits, dude. That's $2,000. That's $8,000 a month, and I use every single last penny. I thought it was less. I thought it was like $1,000 a month, $1,000 a week. It's $2,000 worth of tokens a week. That's insane, dude. What a time to be alive. Alright, that's it for today, I think. Bedtime. I'm about to go the fuck to sleep. I am so tired, dude. Yeah, it was a good 40 minutes, I guess. A little stream. Today, I pretty much worked on this shit, like those tickets, getting that workflow up and running. I was up all night trying to like basically make sure I had to like tweak it like twice. But it was worth it. Anyway. Bedtime. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day or night or whenever you find this. If you're watching this, why? But sure. Hey, the crickets